Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Comics, issue number 76, Read and Explained, aka Comics with Killshot. Yesterday I posted a special edition, the end of issue number 75. Had a little bit of alien abduction going on, so if you guys get a chance, go and check that out. Today we're going to continue the storyline. I know a lot of people were anxiously awaiting this. This is Too Far Gone and looks like the front cover. We got Douglas with some blood on his hands, so interesting to see what all that is about. Here we go. Let's move forward. And does start over where we kind of continued the alien story, so we'll see how it changes. Michonne? Why? Look at yourself. You really have to ask why? My God. What have I done? Vroom. Wait, you hear that? Sounds like motorcycles. Sure, yeah. I can keep him overnight if I have to. What happened? It's Rick. I think he might have lost it. He just attacked you? Pushed his way into your house and attacked? That's crazy. I mean, he seemed like such a nice man. Why would he do that? Pete? Honestly, Rick, what am I supposed to do with you? I didn't know this place existed. My friend in Washington was a security liaison for the house. We knew all about this little community, set to run on solar power, stocked with almost a year's worth of goods. This place was tailor-made for our situation. It had everything but a wall. He brought me here. His name was Alexander Davidson. Oh, we're finally going to find out the story of Davidson, I think. Here we go. At first, it was such a rewarding experience. It wasn't easy getting out of the city. It took some time to fight our way here. But once we arrived, once we moved into the houses, it was just so close to how things were, that we were. It was almost like, well, surely you know what I'm talking about, what I'm unable to express. You must have felt the same way. We began work on the wall, all of us. We found the nearby construction site and we put the materials to good use. It was those early days before the fence was completed when we lost the most people. But we pressed on, held together. We really made this community what it is. We lost a lot from that time. Olivia will tell you. And Tobin's been here since the beginning too. Carter, Jessica, then a little later, Davidson himself. Davidson was our leader, no question from the very beginning. He was the man for the job. He could think on his feet, make quick decisions. He really was an asset to have, and I have no doubt in my mind that he kept me alive in those early days. But then things changed. He didn't rape those women. Not exactly. But he knew what he was doing. He was in a position to keep them safe, offer them more protection, or none at all. What choice did they have? How could they reject his advances? I only learned of his actions after the fact. Not until after Beth killed herself. He was generally up to no good, forcing people into jobs they didn't want, putting others in danger instead of himself. It was clear to me that he had to go. He was too much of a hindrance to our continued way of life. He had to go. In the end, I couldn't bring myself to kill him, and I didn't want anyone else to know what had happened. I'd already burnt a walker body to double for Davidson. The fence was completed by that point. I got him on the other side of it and told him he was no longer welcome, that he had to go. Told him I'd shoot him if he tried to follow me back in, although I didn't think I would. Let's not split hairs here, though. I left that man to die. And die he surely did. I love this community, Rick. Davidson became a problem within it, and so I murdered him. Rick, I guess what I'm getting at here is, don't make me murder you too. I'll leave you with that thought. I have other matters to attend to at this late hour. Wait. Yes? I never wanted to be a leader. I didn't need the pressure. Didn't want the responsibility. With all that was going on, I had other things on my mind. My wife and son to protect. My partner Shane, he was the leader of our group at first. Not that we took the time to make those distinctions, but he was the one everyone looked to for answers. It didn't really matter to me until he started making decisions that weren't good for the group. He wanted to stay on the outskirts of Atlanta, but it was too dangerous. He thought help was coming. He had his reasons, but it didn't make things any less dangerous. We butted heads. There were a lot of arguments. Things even got heated. He didn't like that people were starting to agree with me. He helped my wife and son get to Atlanta. I was in a hospital healing from a gunshot wound. I called up to them later. I drifted into a coma. They both thought I was dead. Thinking about it, why wouldn't they? They were always close. He was my best friend. She was my wife. They spent a lot of time together before all this happened. I know she slept with him. Not before. When they were at the camp outside Atlanta before I arrived, they thought I was dead. Who could blame them? I certainly didn't. I'm almost certain that my daughter was actually Shane's. With me back, Lori naturally shunned Shane, returning to me, pretending nothing had ever happened. Between that and seeing the group slowly turn to me for leadership, taking my side in arguments, he started to crack. I don't blame him. The pressure, the danger around us, he snapped. He had at least had a companion in Lori until I came back. He wanted that back. So much so that he actually thought killing me was a viable option. Then he'd be the leader and he'd get Lori. Obviously, it didn't work out in his favor. You killed your best friend too. No. My son did it for me. You're up early. You ready? So how does this work? The bell tower on the courthouse, it's a few blocks away, closer to the construction site we take material from. We'll have to be quick and quiet. We don't want to draw any attention to your location. We'll drop you off during our supply run, pick you up at the end of our day. There's not going to be a night shift for your sentry job? How does that work? They're still figuring that out. I'm not there to protect us from roamers, and anyone with half a brain isn't going to travel out there at night. Not that anyone up there would be able to see them anyway. Makes sense. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Ready? Yeah, sure. You hear anything about Rick after what he did? I don't really know what to make of it. I hope he's okay. Yeah, boys were talking about it earlier. Don't really know what's going to go down there. Figure it's best not to stick my nose in. Guy like Rick, figure he's got good reason for whatever he's done. At least, I hope he does. Go and get your son. Talk to him a little. Tell him whatever you need to. I don't want him to worry about you. When you're done, I'd like you to come to my house. We've got one last thing to talk about. Oh, hey, Rick. Today was the first day. I'd forgotten. Are you okay? Looks worse than it is. I'm fine. All part of the job. Sorry about last night. Things got out of hand. It's okay. He was fine. We're okay. Really, Maggie. Thanks. I don't want to be a disruption. I just want to talk to him. Coral? Where were you? I'm sorry, son. I was working. Things got a little carried away. I couldn't make it home. You left me alone. I thought that wasn't going to happen anymore. I was worried about you. I know, Coral. Sorry. I don't think it'll happen again. Okay, I got school. I'll see you tonight then. Jesse, please, stop. Let her go. Yeah, okay. Vroom. What a relief. Jeez. How soon you think we'll have to go back out? Don't know. Got to get this medicine to Denise. We had a rough time out there. I can imagine. Glad to have you back. As much as I don't agree with what you did, which, for the record, is a lot, it brought all this out in the open. Pete is moving in his own place for a while. Ron won't be sleeping over there. Jesse and Ron will stay at the family home. And Michonne has agreed to keep an eye on the situation. Can I assume you'd be willing to help her out on this? Of course, assuming I'm still on the job. I'm not exactly proud of what I did, Douglas. I'll be the first to admit. I crossed the line. Stop. The last thing I want is an apology. What's the point? That's not what we're here for. Then what are we here for? To determine whether or not you should be allowed to continue carrying this. We have the strict no weapon policy, but seeing Pete and you that way, it makes me think we do need someone on the inside armed, just to be prepared. And your methods on this were way off base. I don't want to ignore that. But you took a man through a window, let him roll you around in broken glass, bash in your face, and you never once pulled that gun on him. It wasn't until I made my threat, that's when you pulled it. And you never had any intention of shooting me. I'm smart enough to realize that was a message more than anything. I can't deny that. You don't want me to have this, and yet I do. And you had no idea. I will do what I want, and there's nothing you can do about it. That about right? Close enough. The fact is, I can live with that. To have a head of security who's willing to break the rules in order to keep our community safe. I respect that. I see that you weren't concerned in any way with your own well-being. You cared more that Pete not hurt Jesse again. So by all means, break rules. Do what you feel needs to be done. I value your instincts. I rely on them. But please know this. This community survives on a very fragile balance. I'm fine with you suggesting or making changes to policy for the good of us all, but I don't want you to ever question my leadership in front of those people out there. Understood. Hey, look, I don't really know. I need to go to bed. I haven't slept. And can you watch Carl? Make sure he makes it back to my house after school. Whatever it is, Rick. Fix it. Michonne? Just get your crap together. Still cannot sleep. What you going for, Rick? What are you doing? What is in the... No, not the telephone again. Oh, we're not talking to Lori again, are we? Lori? I'm here, Rick. I just needed to hear your voice. Things have been... I have to admit, I just don't know how much longer I can keep this up. What we did to those hunters and how I behaved since we got here. I just attacked this Pete guy. I think I'm losing control. Oh, no. Dad? And that is where we leave it, everybody. So Carl is finally going to see a little bit of the madness. Things have been rough between Rick and Carl. Carl definitely growing apart. He's just a little bit uncomfortable, I think, with the whole situation. Very tough on Rick. This could have a couple different things. So leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Will this actually let Carl understand Rick, sympathize with him a little bit? Because Rick is just about to go over the deep end once again. He attacks Pete. Doesn't know. His relationship with Michonne is definitely frayed. And he feels like he has to talk to Lori. I think the only thing he's going to be able to do here is smash that phone at some point. But looking forward to seeing all your thoughts, all your comments. My name's Killshot, and this is The Walking Dead Comics, issue number 76, aka Comics Killshot. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.